All right, I want to share with us this morning what I titled The Mystery of Time. The mystery of time. As I sometimes do, sometimes I like to provide what inspires some of the messages that I preach, not all the time. So let me share with us what inspires this message that God put in my heart, the mystery of time. Two unfortunate incidents happened in the last couple of days. I was in Abuja in the week. I left Owerri on Sunday. I traveled to Abuja on Wednesday. I was in Abuja till Thursday. I had to attend a service on Wednesday. The man we had as our guest here during the anniversary of the ministry, Pastor Samuel Tenaike, lost his only son, has three children, Deborah, Victor, and Emanuela. Victor is the one in between. A 23-year-old young man. Victor finished at Bell University. He had some stints here and there, some school a little bit abroad, came back and then finished his degree at the Bell University, Utah. And I was serving in Calabar. Went to Abuja, just still maybe do one or two things. Was feeling itchy, coughing, sneezing and all that, and drove himself to the hospital. And was being attended to, minor ailment, being treated for minor ailment. And from there he passed on to glory. It's a devastating moment, so I happened to be in Abuja and I had to attend the service of song for the young man. When that young man was going to leave secondary school, and the graduation time, he said something. It's in the folder, the little folder I had for the brochure for the service. I can't quote him correctly now, but he was saying, yesterday is past, tomorrow is a mystery. Today is the gift, something like that. That's why it is called the present. So he thanked all his teachers who contributed to his life. And at a young age, 23, the young man is gone to glory. Just let it die. Traumatic experience for the parents, and we've been all around the clock, just building up prayer wall around the family. So I was in the church, went to their home, and all that. Now, 2 days ago, the wife of one of our pastors, Pastor Franklin, Mrs. Mercy Haumaraize, departed this planet. I guess many of us are already aware that from Facebook or whatever. Pastor Franklin was with me in Abuja when I went. And after what seemed to be a protracted battle, I just believe this young lady is gone to rest. Praise the name of the Lord. That's what inspires when I'm sharing the mystery of time. The mystery of time. Hear this. To know the mystery of time is the beginning of mastering time. He who knows the mystery of time is the one who masters time. He who knows the mystery of time is the one who masters time. So I want to show you from scripture, from illustration, the things you should know about time. Number one, I want us to appreciate the fact that time was created. In the beginning, God created many things. One of the things that God created is time. Time is a creation of God. Genesis 1 verse 14. Genesis 1 verse 14. Then God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heavens, to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and seasons, and for days and years. I guess when you're talking about seasons and days and years, you're talking about time. This is the creation of time. Maybe you give me in the New Living Translation. Perhaps it's become more concise and plainer. Then God said, let lights appear in the sky to separate the day from the night. Let them be signs to mark the season, to mark days, and to mark years. Genesis 1:14 is the creation of time. So time, since time still exists, will I say which one is the correct grammar? Time was a creation or is a creation of God? Is a creation of God. In that line, it's correct to say that once upon a time there was no time. Prior to days, you're talking of eternity past. Days were not reckoned. Seasons were not reckoned. Years were not reckoned. Until God said, let there be light. Let this light mark the seasons and mark the days and mark the years. Once upon a time, there was no time. So time is a creation. Number two thing I want to bring to your focus is that time will end. Whether you speak of these personally or universally, time will end someday. Time is not forever. And I mean that personally speaking, and I mean that in the light of God's eternal program. That time is not forever. Daniel 11:35, give me the New Living Translation. Daniel 11:35, The Daniel 12:4. And some of the wise will fall victim to persecution. In this way, I love this, they will be refined and cleansed and made pure unto the time of the end. Now, the purpose of persecution here, why God allowed persecution sometime, is to cleanse, is to purify. Can you see that? And that's by the way. But it says some of the wise will fall victim to persecution. In this way, they will be refined and cleansed and made pure until the time of the end. For the appointed time is still to come. Now the phrase there is that the emphasis there is the time of the end, or the time we end. Are you with me? So time is created and time will end. So time has a duration. Before time was created, there was eternity past. Then time was created by God, which is a duration of time. And this duration will come to an end and move to eternity future. There was timelessness in the past. There will be timelessness in the future. So we are living in time. Are we making any sense here? James Black in 1893 wrote the hymn, When the Roll is Called Up Yonder. I proposed initially that we were going to sing that song, but because of our time, I left it off. But the first track, or the first stanza of that hymn says, when the trumpet of the Lord shall sound, and time shall be no more. So James Black knew time will fulfill its duration and give way to timeless future. Help me. Oh, yes. When the trumpet of the Lord shall sound, time shall be no more. There is a time when time shall be no more. So we had timeless past, we're going to have timeless future. So what we call time is a fraction of eternity. Time is what? A fraction of eternity. The third thing, and I guess that's about where we'll go today. I'm going to explain this a bit. Time was created for a purpose. And the purpose of time is to fulfill the purpose of life. Time was created for a purpose. The purpose of time is to fulfill the purpose of life. So in Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1, to everything there is a season and a time. To what? A time to every purpose under the sun. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose. The reason why God created time is to fulfill purpose. Are you following me line upon line, precept upon precept? Now, why I'm saying this is that many times when things like this happen, I'm narrated to unfortunate thing. When things like this happen, what fill the mind? Oh, why, Lord? Oh, that's so young. Oh, why? So it was caught short in his prime and all that. We are always concerned with longevity. But God is forever committed to purpose. I'm not sure you're hearing what I'm saying here. We are always interested in, oh yes, live to be 80 and live to be 90 and live to be 100. That's, humanly speaking, that's the desire of every human being. That's what we give to ourselves at the end of every year, at the beginning of every new year. I wish you a happy new year, long life, and prosperity. And it's not new. That's not new. It's always been part of man. Man had always looked for these three: prosperity, long life, and then on to destabilize our enemy. You know why God was surprised when God gave a blank check to Solomon? Said, hey, ask of me whatever you want. Solomon said, you've been so kind to my father, and now you have put me in position. Just give me understanding to see how to lead these people. For who can lead these your great people without your support? You know what God said to him? Solomon, I'm surprised. You have not asked for yourself riches. You have not asked for yourself long life. You have not asked me to kill your enemy. Why did God single out those three? That's what he received on his table every day. That's why God was surprised that someone had a different perspective. Someone had a different focus. Someone had a different orientation. And every person is a Lord. You know how many people are trusting God and praying for riches? You know how many people are ready to do just about anything for riches? And then when riches come, they said, Lord, now that money has come, I want to live and